In this lesson we're going to look at simultaneous equations. By hand we can use the substitution method when our two unknowns are on the left hand side of each equation. For example, let's just say we had 2 hamburgers and a packet of chips cost $8.20, while 1 hamburger and 2 packets of chips cost $5.90. Find the cost of a packet of chips and a hamburger. Alright, well the two unknowns are the cost of the hamburger and the cost of the packet of chips. So we'll let x equal the cost of 1 hamburger and we'll let y equal the cost of a packet of chips. That gives us 2 equations. 2 hamburgers means 2x and 1 packet of chips means y. So 2x plus y costs $8.20. Likewise, if we have 1 hamburger and 2 packets of chips, that means a single x and 2y, and that cost is $5.90. Now the idea here is to use the elimination method. So what we're going to do is multiply the first equation by 2. Now you'll see that the reason we do that is because when we get our third equation, what we notice is that we've doubled all of the values. So what was 2x is now 4x. A single y here becomes double, so it's 2y. And $8.20 has been doubled to give $16.40. So all we've really done is magnify the equation. It's still the same equation but just magnified so that everything has been doubled. Now the reason we do that is because if we look at equation 3 and equation 2, we now notice that they've both got a 2y in them. And that's the reason why I doubled the first equation. I wanted to get the number of y's in each equation the same. I could have multiplied the second equation by 2 so that both equations had a 2x. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is take equation 3 and subtract equation 2 from it. So that means in equation 3 I've got 4x, in equation 2 I've got a single x. So 4x minus 1x gives me 3x down here. 2y, take away 2y, gives me nothing. And $16.40, take away $5.90, gives me the $10.50. So I've eliminated y from the equation. Dividing both sides by 3, I get x equals $3.50. What I'm going to do is substitute that into equation 1. So you'll notice in equation 1 it says 2x, but I now know that x is $3.50. So I write 2 and I replace x with $3.50 in a bracket to show that it's multiplied with the 2. So 2 times $3.50 plus y equals $8.20. So 7 plus y is $8.20. So y must be $8.20 minus 7, which is $1.20. So hamburgers cost $3.50 and chips cost $1.20. Now a second example, it says on a pair of axes shown, sketch the graphs of 2x minus y equals 2 and x plus y equals 4, showing all intercepts with the axes. Label the coordinates of the point where the two graphs intersect. Okay, well solving simultaneously can give us that point of intersection. Because we're using a graph, we're going to graph both equations first to see roughly where the point of intersection lies, and then instead of using the elimination method like we did before, we'll just use a graphic calculator to find the point of intersection. So the main job here is to sketch both of those graphs. Now to sketch the graph of 2x minus y equals 2, we need to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. So we'll start with the x-intercept, and remember that y is put equal to 0. So looking at the equation, we drop the y term, so we're just left with 2x equals 2. Dividing both sides by 2, we get x equals 1. Now we're going to find the y-intercept, and we'll let x equal 0. When we do this, we notice that the 2x term disappears, but we're left with the minus y, which equals 2. Dividing both sides by minus 1, we get y equals minus 2. So you'll notice, on the graph here, we're going to mark the x-intercept here at 1, and the y-intercept over here at minus 2, and we're going to join those with a straight line. So that's the first equation graphed. We're going to do a similar thing with the second equation. We want to sketch the graph of x plus y equals 4. So we'll start by finding the x-intercept and letting y equal 0. If we look at the equation, when this y term disappears, we're just left with x equals 4. So we found the x-intercept pretty much straight away. For the y-intercept, we'll let x equal 0, and in the same way, if x is 0, that x term disappears, and we're just left with plus y equals 4. Plus y just means y. So y equals 4. Now I'm just going to extend my axes a little bit and mark in the x-intercept over here at 4, and the y-intercept up here at 4, and join those to form a straight line. And now we can see roughly where the point of intersection is. To find the point of intersection, rather than solving simultaneously by hand, we're going to use the ClassPad 2D tab. So on the ClassPad calculator, under the Maths menu, there's a 2D tab, and there's a template that we've seen before for solving simultaneous equations. Okay, so we write our two equations in these places here. We're solving for x and y, and when we press execute, we find that x is 2 and y is 2. Now that actually represents a single point, so that's the point of intersection, which is shown up here on our graph that we did before. So now it's a matter of labelling that on the graph. And there it is, the point 2, 2.